Hello, hello, my friends. AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink. Welcome back to my face and my card making space. And yeah, gonna be a short intro, unlike a lot of my other ones. Today's video, or this video, depending on how many videos I get posted in the day, is part of a blog hop for Simon Says Stamps Just a Note release. I will have info about the hop. There's a code, all the fun things. That will be in my blog post, which is always linked directly below my video. It'll say, click over to my blog. There'll be a direct link. And then in the blog post is the info and, links to all the other creators that are hopping along with all their inspiration, giveaways, all that fun stuff. So you can head on over there after you've watched this video, of course. And yeah, let's get right into making these cards and I'll show you how I did them. So since this is die cut heavy cards, my first step was to do all the die cutting. And I'm using the fresh cut floral stem wafer die and the daisy heads wafer die. Those are the two newer ones from this release. And then I also pulled out just the stem wafer die from the etched layered daisy stem, which I have done many videos on. And I could have just used the stem portion of the fresh cut floral stem. I could have just used that, but I was like, ooh, I'll mix it up so that they have, different stems, a little bit different shape of leaves. It'll just give it a little more interest. So I just used some lightweight white cardstock and my little EMPRESS mini, and I die cut just a bunch of these. I had a rough idea in my head of, what I was going for, and I was like, I'll have some extras so I have something to put on the inside of my card, etc. So I just sat and die cut. This didn't take very long because I didn't die cut like that many, really. And more often than not, I was die cutting more than one thing at the same time. I was die cutting a stem, I was die cutting the daisy heads, I was die cutting the fresh cut floral, and whatever I could fit is what I would die cut. So after all of that, I grabbed just one of my little Waffle Flower grip mats. This is the littlest one. This is the little baby one. This is the A2 sized one. I could have used like the great big one, but again, I've got all of them. Why not? Nice thing too about the littler ones is they don't take up very much room on my desk, which is kind of a good thing because you guys only see, this small portion, but the amount of stuff I usually have, piled up around, and just my creative space just keeps getting smaller and smaller. So I kind of like sometimes having some of these little smaller tools. I'm like, this is perfect. So anyway, I was using that to kind of hold all my die cuts in place, and very simple ink blending. I'm using a whole bunch of Simon Says Stamps Pawsitively saturated inks. I will link to all the colors I used in the order I used them. But for the greenery on all these stems, I started with Sprout. That was my lightest green, and just a little blending brush and just slap the color on. I've mentioned this many times with these inks specifically. They smooth out as they dry. They do dry back as well, so they'll lighten up a bit, but they smooth out. So you just don't got to worry about it. I slap the ink on and go on to the next step, and then you come back to it and it's dry and it's like, wow, it just looks so nice. Like I took so much time to do a blend and I didn't. So I used Sprout and I used Fairway, which is the medium shade of green, on everything. And then just on these stems, I added Field, which is the darkest shade. So again, it just gives it that little extra something to bring a little more interest, since I didn't bother like using completely different types of greens. And then for the daisy heads, I decided to keep them basically white. And I've mentioned this many times. I have a very heavy hand. It's very difficult for me to like leave white space or, just go in just a touch of this, it's like, no, I want to add 15 layers and 4 different kinds of splatter and, all the things. But I wanted to keep these white because I really wanted them to look like actual daisies. And I took inspiration from the actual packaging. It just had this little bit of, very light blue and a very pale purple, concentrated toward the center. Because the trick with things you want to appear white is they do need to have some sort of shading, and that actually makes them look more white. So to achieve that, I used Morning Positively Saturated ink, which is just a very, very pale kind of bluish color. And I went in with a very light hand. It's very difficult to show that kind of stuff on camera, but it's like I was not pressing my blending brush, just lightly swirling it, barely touching it to the ink pad. And then after I did that on all of the centers for all of these pieces, I went in with Lilac, which very pale purple, and same thing. I made sure to rub my brush off on my microfiber cloth first to make sure there was no dark purple on it. And then barely putting ink onto the brush and just light, very light swirls. And then constantly telling myself, that's enough. That's enough, set it aside. This it'll be fine. It's good. So did that. And then in between colors, I just wipe off the grip mat, stick the next set of little die cuts on, adding to them. So the little flower centers for these, I used 2 shades of yellow, and that was Sunbeam and Citrine, and stuck that on all of them. And then same thing, set those aside. And then I did the actual floral portions of the fresh cut floral stem. And for those, I started with carnation ink for this layer. There's 3 layers to this die cut. So there's the base here with the largest petals, or the petals that would be kind of in the back are considered the inside, however you want to see it. And then the actual stem and leaves. So just stuck that ink on there. I'm not worried about where the stem meets the base of the flower there, because it's going to get covered up with the other layers. And then this middle layer, I use the middle shade, which is Peony, and added that. And I've also mentioned this in videos. These colors stain my grip mat, and they will stain your stamps. Any sort of pink or red dye-based inks are basically going to stain. Photopolymer, silicone, all the things. And purple inks, because they usually have pinks and reds in them, they're going to stain. It's just the nature of the product. So just so you're aware, it doesn't bother me. It does kind of in a sense, because it's oh, you want to keep everything clean. They're clean. They're just stained. So is what it is. And it took me a while from way back in the day, just to get over it. But stain stamps are loved stamps. Stain tools are loved tools. It just works. But yeah, I thought I would mention that, because I wipe the mat off in between all the things. But once you get to the pinks and reds, these colors ain't coming off. They're just, the mat is stained. It's good. And my stamps are, and all the things. So on this final little layer, I used Rose, the deepest pink shade. And then to assemble these, super simple. Super simple. The packaging already has the image on it with that assembled, and I always have things like that off to the side to reference when it's the first time I'm assembling something. So I'm does it go like this? This one was super easy regardless, because you just kind of line up from the bottom there, because they just kind of point out and they just layer perfectly. So that was that flower. Very simple. And I just repeated the process, just adhered it with craft tacky glue, and then got all of them assembled. And then the little daisy heads, same thing. I separated the pieces. Doesn't look like it on camera here, but I did. I had the ones for the smaller one on the right, and then the pieces for the larger one on the left. And yeah, adhered them together. And then I used my little reverse tweezers to help hold the centers. It just made it so much easier to pop those into place. So yeah, adhere the layers together, pop on the flower center, and then we've got these cute little daisies. I am just loving all of these little floral wafer dies. They're just, I don't know, there's something so satisfying about them. So adhered all of the pieces again to create all of these little florals. And then to adhere the daisies to these stems from that etched layered daisy stem die set. For the smaller daisies, I just cut the stem down. So I just made it a little bit shorter, just so it gave it a little different height and a little bit of a different look, and then stuck it on. And then for the large daisy, I just kept the stem as is, ran a little bit of glue along the top, pressed that into place, and then just repeated the process for all the other ones. So once I've got all of my little florals assembled, I need to do my background. And for that, I have, what is this one called? This comes in this is the Margot tile embossing folder. And this is in Simon's August 2023 card kit, also available separately in this release. And when I'm using Simon's 3D embossing folders, I have my Spellbinders Platinum 6 with the original platform, and I have 2 metal shims, and then the embossing folder with the cardstock. And then the cardstock I always mist with a little bit of water. That's why I lay out my big flower sack cloth, just to make sure I don't get water all over my work surface, my die cuts, all the things. And then I just run it through my die cut machine, and it embosses that fabulous pattern. Oh, this is my first time officially using this embossing folder, and yeah, I think this one might become a favorite. I really love it. So I did this twice to 2 panels. This is Neenah Desert Storm 80-pound cardstock, which embosses like a dream. And the back of this folder too, the pattern's really nice. I wanted to just show that close up because I was like, ooh, that looks really nice too. I like them both. But I just used it like as is for these cards. So I trimmed these down a little bit. They were originally A2 sized, and I trimmed them down just a bit, just so they'll be like kind of framed by the card base in the end. So I trimmed them down to like 4 inches by 5 1/4 with my guillotine trimmer. And then once I had these trimmed down, I did more ink blending, just cause, just to give it a little bit more depth and all that. So I'm using more Pawsitively saturated inks. The trio of latte, cappuccino, and mocha. And I'm just using a bigger blending brush for this to make it easier. And I started with start with the lightest, work my way to the darkest. And I just go around the perimeter of these panels. Kind of creates a little bit of almost like a halo effect. And yeah, latte first. And just like anything, especially on Desert Storm, but this applies to any color cardstock. When you are ink blending on it, especially, sometimes stamping, but more so ink blending. Do your ink blending, but always be aware that, especially if you're using like dye-based inks like this, not pigments or oxides or anything like that, because those sit on top of the cardstock. But dye inks soak into the cardstock, and if the cardstock has color to it, like Neenah Desert Storm or any other color of cardstock, as the ink dries, it's going to look different. It's going to like be a lot lighter than you think than when it's wet. So like the ink blending I'm doing now, it looks quite intense, quite dark. It dries back and it's a lot softer once it's fully dry. So again, it just sometimes depends on what you're doing. And I've talked about this too with like coloring with like Copic markers on Neenah Desert Storm. Looks completely different when it's wet versus when the ink dries, and it's much, much lighter. So did all my ink blending, set those aside to dry, which literally only takes like a couple minutes. And for my sentiments, I'm using the other thing that's from the August 2023 card kit, also available separately, and that's the Retro Wishes stamp set. I love the sentiments in this set. I just love the fonts of them. So I stamped the little Hey Friend sentiment onto some white cardstock, and I just used that same mocha ink. So I stamped it on there, and I used the coordinating wafer die to die cut that. And then off camera, I fiddled around and, created a little sort of bouquet. I've mentioned this in videos. Floral arrangements are not my strong suit at all. Not die cut florals, not real florals. Like when I have, fresh flowers in the house and they're in a vase, and especially if they've been arranged, like every once in a while, I get, Chris will get me a bouquet of flowers, usually, special occasions, that sort of thing. And if I need to like rearrange them to like add water, it's, trim the stems, that sort of a thing, it never goes back as nice as it was. I can't do, that's not what I'm cut out for. And it's the same thing with die cut florals. However, this time I managed it. I'm proud of myself because I don't know, I really struggle with floral arrangements. Some people have such a skill and an eye for it, like really, you know, whether it be in card making or in real life, like they will arrange flowers and then it just looks beautiful and balanced and perfect. And I love it. And I very much like see that talent, and it's like, you are so good at what you do. So anyway, I managed to make it work. I adhered all the florals onto the backgrounds just with craft tacky glue. And then I pulled out some Mayart's ivory twine from my stash. This is like another like one of those like lifetime products. This roll is absolutely insane. It's got like 400 yards or something. Like this is literally going to outlast me. Anyway, wrap that around the card bases. I use my reverse tweezers to hold it in place, tie my little bows, and then remembered that I wanted to add splatter. So I left the twine on there because I was like, I'm not taking that off after I tied the bows. You know, everything's just looking good. So I put these into my splat box, and then I got out my white gouache and added just a little bit of water to that to thin it out so it splatters all nice. And then I used my little fan brush to add some splatter, a lot, of course. Again, heavy hand. Can I do just a light dusting of splatter? No. Nope. The more the merrier. So splattered this all over, all over the card fronts. I don't care. I like it. It makes me happy. So splattered that on all over the place. Again, set those aside to dry, cleaned off my tools, etc. My card bases are also Desert Storm cardstock, and they are top folding A2 note cards. So once I had those made, I'm going to stamp another sentiment from that Retro Wishes stamp set, and I'm going to use that mocha ink again. And I had kept back one of the large daisies that I had assembled because I thought that would just be cute to put on the inside of the cards. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment with that mocha ink onto the insides of the cards, and I just kind of place the daisy where I planned on adhering it before stamping the sentiment. And then got the sentiment stamped, and then I'm going to adhere those daisies into place with craft tacky glue. Once I get these adhered, I'm going to flip over these cards and just trim off the little bits of the stem and the florals that are kind of hanging over the edge there. So I just flip that over and then just use the edge of the card as the guide and snip those right off, just like so. Once that's done, I can adhere my card fronts to my card bases and just decided to do craft tacky glue again. It looks like I'm using a lot of glue here. I'm not. Very thin little lines. You don't need much. So adhered those into place with craft tacky glue. And then the sentiments, I'm just going to pop into place with, I popped a little foam square on the one end because there's the dimension from all the die cuts. So that just like evens it out. And then craft tacky glue for the rest of it. Pop those little sentiments into place. And then I still had to add a little bit of bling, you know. I decided to pull out a little bit more of the pink. So I used these Trinity Stamps bubblegum embellishments. They're just, you know, flat iridescent confetti. And yeah, sprinkled those kind of around the arrangement once I was happy with it. I adhered it into place with craft tacky glue, repeated the process on the second card, and that's going to finish off these cards. So got just a fun little floral arrangement and that fabulous embossed background and splatter and ink blending and a little bit of bling and all the fun things. So like I mentioned earlier in the video, I will have a link in the description box below the video. Just expand the description box so you can see all the info. I'll have a link to my blog post. I'll have a supply list. I'll link to all the supplies I used. If you hop on over to the blog post, I have all the info about the hop, all the full-size pictures of these cards, links to everything, etc. So you can check that out below if you are interested. Thank you all so very much for taking the time to watch my videos, for thumbs upping and commenting. Subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you. And I will see you all very soon in the next one. Bye.